Hello, y'all. Welcome to Weekly Insight, 4th of September 2017, Monday again. Didn't have one last week because I was away. Another week holiday, which is fantastic. Just a point on that. You probably wonder why. Well, I've been asked a couple of times how I managed to do all these holidays. So, um, basically, and a combination of working with my people at my office, my day job, and reading things like 4 Hour Work Week, which is up there. I thought it was a good idea to have like kind of segmented chunks within kind of how I approach things. So I basically do 2 month, well, 7 weeks of complete, working really hard across all fronts. And then I have a week off. So one every 2 months, basically, I managed to set up. So I worked out, I had managed to get 35 days annual leave. So I've got 25 standard with my firm, and they allowed me to buy back another 10, thus giving me 35 days. So that's pretty cool. I'm using that, and that's working really well for me, actually. Obviously, I also do a lot of other travel between those points as well. Like they're my kind of chill out points, and then I also try and get away as much as I can in between. So I do things like I go away for weekends. I fly off for those, like leaving work on a Friday. Sometimes I have time in lieu, not too often. Other times I can sometimes, again, I don't do this too often, but I'm able to, if I'm working on a project or something, I can work remotely anyway, so I can do that from abroad. And I get a little buzz out of that, to be quite honest. To think that I'm doing my job, same as I'd be doing it anywhere, being equally as effective anywhere and sitting somewhere else doing it. Yeah, so it kind of anyway. I wasn't really planning on talking about that, but yes, so this is one of my breaks. I had an awesome time with my family. I'm single, so it's my older generation family. So my mum and dad and my sister. We like to meet up quite a lot. It's wicked. We all get on really well, so it's good to do that. But yeah, on those trips, I keep an eye on my trades, but I go through. I effectively try and turn my phone off for big chunks of it. I leave it when I go out sometimes, although it's annoying because your camera's on your phone, right? But and you want to take photos. But yeah, I try and not use the data much. I certainly don't check any email. I don't check any work email. I don't check any personal email. I keep an eye on Facebook from a fun perspective. Yeah, and I do things like storm business ideas and stuff. Like one of the things I was going to mention here, my business brain is always percolating. And even though I haven't really done, there's nothing tangible. Oh, sorry, I've just noticed one of my trades is potentially moving in the right direction. Although I haven't actually, made any money out of it, I'm always thinking of that kind of stuff, and I'm always storming ideas. And I talk to Virgil lots about various things, and yeah, it's just something that's always going on, and I find it really interesting. So, what I find with a holiday is, and here's where the kind of business brain bit comes in, when I actually disconnect, and I think probably a lot of people find this. I'm not saying I'm special anyway. When I walk away from the daily grind and I'm doing something different, I quite often will just have a completely different idea out of nowhere. And I can almost ponder it for a little bit. I can spend an hour thinking about it, which I can't personally do that with my working day too much. I like kind of sketch it down as an idea and I park it and it gets logged, but I can't really throw it around that much unless I prioritize that over some other stuff. But that means I'm thinking about, So anyway, I'm just saying I've noticed that when I've had my breaks that I kind of come up with things which I think are cool. Like, it might not just be a business idea. It might be, like different ways to leverage. Like I was just thinking, hang on, during my week, I check the mail that comes through the door like 3 times. I was like, well, let's just do that on a Monday. Yeah. So I'm just going to chuck it in a corner and do all that on a Monday. What else was I thinking? Yeah, like leveraging my food orders. I spend I go to the supermarket probably twice a week. Let's just get an order in on Monday. Again, I work from home, get that leveraged, and I don't, I've saved myself probably an hour there, little things like that. Yeah, and I've got millions of other things which I sketched down, but I won't go into all that too much. Sorry, I'm holding my my water bottle top here just in case anyone was concerned it's something else. Not that I can imagine anyone would think it's anything else other than a water bottle top. I mean, what else could it be? Right, so I love a break because it's a lovely little reset. Right, coming on to the trading thing. Now, as I said, I didn't actively trade at all when I go away. That's one of the rules. But I do still look at it. And what actually happened was a number of positions which closed out whilst I was away in profit, which was happy. And that just demonstrates for me, you know, what this is all about. You know, I'm being able to, you know, in theory, I can be able to set myself up where I'm abroad. I'm working abroad. I'm abroad and I'm doing my stuff abroad. You know, I'm doing my exploration stuff. I'm enjoying myself. You know, high value, good quality life stuff. And yet the trading's just purring away in the background. You know, and you know, if you take my day job out of it, I could, you know, my trading is really small amounts of time. You know, relative to anything else, and it's just great. You know, as a concept, I'm not there yet, but as a concept, I mean, no one's going to disagree with me on this. Obviously, this is why everyone does it, really. But of just having this money that, you know, produces a little return over time, you know, and keeps moving forward. So that, you know, I like it from that perspective. Obviously, it's all completely bollocks until I get there. So I'm just keep grinding. But I've had a bit of a change in my trading recently. I'm trading with the trend as opposed to looking for reversals, and so far that seems to have been doing me okay. What else can we start? We'll come back to silver in a bit. Cryptos. Yeah, so I meant to mention in the last video, which was 2 weeks ago now, about my cryptocurrencies. So I've only got exposure to Ethereum, and I just stubbed my toe on my poker set down there. Ouch! That actually really hurt. But that'll teach me to gamble. Christ. Oh, let's not even start that. Yeah, so I bought some cryptos in July 18th. I thought I was a little bit late for the party, but I'm basically what I want to do is, you know, there's a lot of buzz around cryptos at the moment. There's loads everywhere, and really I want to have a nice diversified portfolio with some kind of riskier ones on there. Like the crew that I'm talking to, you know, a lot about these stuff. That's the exact approach, and it makes complete sense. I mean, personally, you know, anyway, it's a stage thing. But what I wanted to do was, I'm just time poor, so I wanted to get exposure to some cryptos as I could. So I went for one of the big ones, Ethereum, which was a popular one at the time. So in 2 months, July, May, June, July, August, shit, that's only like 5 weeks, is that right? Anyway, 5 or 6 weeks. I chucked in some money. I didn't invest it all in Ethereum, so I still got some in cash. I maybe put in... let me do my maths here. I probably did about 4/5 I invested. The other fifths is still in cash. And across the whole thing, so including the cash element, that's up 41%, which obviously means the cryptocurrency itself is up more. But that's cool. So what I want to do over time, again, it's a time thing, I'm just having to prioritize at the moment, is diversify out that Ethereum into the other big ones. So, you know, maybe some Bitcoin, Litecoin. I don't know enough about this, but I know people that do. Virgil being one of them. Ione, if you're watching, Ione is the man of cryptos. Yeah, there's lots of cool stuff going on there. So I'm going to diversify out into the less riskier ones, you know, the bigger ones, and then maybe go hunting for some, like, you know, epic kind of screamers, if you know what I mean. But I'm personally not so fussed about that. I've got other things which I'm really excited about. But the key thing to remember with all this, right, it's a matter of risk. So my chunk, my portfolio, my crypto portfolio, if you think, is one chunk as I view it across everything that I have, yeah? So across all my portfolio of everything I own in the world, I suppose I should include things like cars and that. I don't really. But I don't own a house. If I did, you know, that'd be part of it. You know, it's a small chunk of that, right? So whilst I'm experiencing 41% return on it, it's not like I'm chucking everything in there because it's just too risky. You know, you have to balance stuff. So, you know, alongside kind of like, I don't know, your equities, your stocks, your commodities, you know, your land, your property, what else have we got in there? You know, all those kind of things, your businesses, all that kind of stuff. You want to have a tranche of that, which is high risk, okay? And that's where these cryptos come in. Sure, you could go and chuck it all in there, but if you chucked it all in and it went down 41%, you'd be gutted. I'm talking a lot. I'm already 10 minutes in. Andrew Craig's How to Own the World Fund. Now, I want to give a shout out to this man here because he wrote the book. Most of anyone that will watch this, The World, Andrew Craig. So he started up a website called Plain English Finance. He's an investment banker basically. He started up this website, Plain English Finance, with the intention of trying to educate people, everybody, the public basically, on all things finance. Because, the theory is, not even the theory, in practice, it's not as complicated as everyone makes out. And it doesn't just have to be in this big expensive world where they charge you tons of fees. So he's setting out to kind of change the world on that. He's written this fantastic book. I'll give it a prop. Definitely buy the book. I'd recommend reading it. He often does offers on it, but it's worth every penny. I've obviously got a coffee. I've obviously got a copy over here. Actually, I think I have 3 copies. Actually, it feels a bit sticky, actually, but I don't know what's going on there. But it's obviously been in the sun or something. I've had some sun cream near. But yeah, I recommend that, definitely. Sorry, I'm banging on. I appreciate it. I haven't really got into trading yet. But anyway, what I was saying is he's just about to launch this fund. Everyone that's in my circles knows about this, but I just thought in case there's anyone out there that doesn't know about it, he's launching a fund which uses the same technique which he mentions in this book, which is effectively based around the concept that if you own across all assets within the world, in all different sectors, then the overall wealth of the world is always increasing. So you basically have exposure to that. So it's a good way of protecting things like your money, your pension going forward. Okay, and that's everything that he's up to. So that's all good. So anyway, he's launching a fund which uses this technique. Be available in Hargreaves Lansdown, TD Direct, all those kind of biggies. So if you're interested, either go to plainenglishfinance.com, .co.uk rather, or buy his book, or do both, or get in touch with him. He's a really nice guy. I've never met in person. I keep meaning to, but yeah, the opportunity hasn't arisen yet. And he's a busy man, busy man, busier than I am, and I'm pretty busy. He's very busy. Woo! There you go. So you can sign up for his newsletter there. Right. Keep moving forward. All the usual crazy bits. Yeah, okay, so let's look at some trading stuff now. So, open trade review. I'll try and keep this short and sweet. Where are we? Oh, yeah. I wanted to comment on this picture, actually. So, sorry. On my way back from France, so I spent a week with my family, and then they drove down to Spain, and I decided to spend a couple of days in Bordeaux checking it out, which is wicked. And on the way back, for some reason, because I'm a bit of a lunatic, I decided to take 2 flights back and go in via Paris. So this is the view of Paris. Unfortunately, it wasn't that clear, and unfortunately the photo's even less clear. But it was wicked. I could see, if you look there, you can just about see the Arc de Triomphe, and I think that's La Défense. But as I said, obviously these are the Banoy. I can never say them right. But or was that La Défense? I can't see it now. But in the actual eye, my crazy eyes, I could see it. See it pretty clearly, and that was wicked. That was a good buzz. Paris is pretty big. I'm trying to think. Have I ever seen it from the air before? Not sure I have. So it's actually worth doing. It's wicked. Yeah, I have 2 flights, a bit more of a pain, but yeah, great. Anyway, that was all I wanted to say on that. Now, I have already taken up 13 minutes of your time, so let's get going here. So I've been out of the markets for a while. What I have done is I've done my analysis. So down here, you can see everything that I'm looking at from a kind of continual trading bias. So these are markets which I think are running and potentially could have trades added to them as we go, using what I'm now using the 4-hour chart. I've been having a bit more success with this. I won't go through all of these. I didn't find any on like just generally daily trades on reversals, or any on the 8-hour really that I liked. We'll have a look at these 2 actually. And then we've got a whole bunch of news coming out as usual. Now, there's some Aussie rate decision coming out tomorrow, which could be significant for the Aussie dollar. We've got another CAD one on Wednesday, and then loads of ECB stuff on Thursday. I kind of want to just avoid Euro anything when something kicks off there. So yeah, there is a bit out there. Now, I'm going to talk about Aussie New Zealand at the moment because I'm about to put another position on, but maybe I shouldn't be with that news. I'm going to kind of wait up. The order's sitting there. Before we do that, though, so I'm not going to go through all these markets. I'm not entirely in tune with them at the moment. But I say that I just look for trends really at the moment. So let's just having a quick look. A couple of things I want to point out. So first one, let's have a look at silver. So I've been waiting for silver. Oh shit. Okay, so I was just saying how silver was being massively bullish, and it looks like we've had some negative news come out. I would guess. Let's have a look down on a. Is that rapid? No, not really. So maybe it's not. Oh yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, so something's happened in the world out there that's caused silver to go. Don't know what that is. I'm sure somebody smarter than I am will be able to tell me. But anyway, it's been on a bit of a bull. Unfortunately, I bought it here on a trade at the bottom. Yeah, it's always easy to say that, but you know, at this kind of low level here, and I got clipped out about there. So it's unfortunate that I kind of got taken out there, but that will be trading. Yeah, this is 15-minute chart now on the right. But yeah, it's been interesting that that's been up a bit because it's you know, it's been really kind of dragging its heels. Pretty bullish, I think, silver in the long term, but you know, who knows short term. 15 minutes, right. Excuse me, next up, FTSE 100, not really doing much, just being a bit of a knob. I'm saying it's being a knob because I want it to die. Now, copper. Now, I'm a trend following person at the moment, as in I'm going with the trend, not looking for reversals. I got taken out of copper. I can't remember where it was, somewhere around here, I think, or here. Not sure. It'd be on the 4-hour chart. I think it got whipped out. But anyway, that's probably this bit here. Actually, now look at it. That's unfortunate because that's been running really nicely, but I'm looking for other ways to get in. And then the final one we'll have a look at is Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, which is the trade that's going pretty well for me at the moment. Where did we go? I went long here, so it'll be over on the 4-hourly. But so if you look at the 4-hourly here, went long here, and you know, I've just been. Where's the stop on this? So that's now up here. So I'm in for, you know, this is trailed up to here now. So I am in for, it's at 250 pips on that. Is that right? Yeah, that's 250 pips on this. It's up 290 now. 250 on that. And then I've got another position in here, which is quite nice. And I've got another 100 and, I don't know, maybe 100 locked in. Yeah, about 100. So it's 350 pips there, which equates to about 0.7, it's 70 quid, I think that is. So 0.7 on that trade so far. Well, no, actually, because there's already another 0.2 locked in. So it's a 0.9% trade. I have got another order here. I got a sell, another buy signal to add to this position. So I've put that in now. That's valid until 6 in the morning. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know why I've stopped. Sorry, I've just run out of things to say. Seems a bit unlikely, doesn't it? Oh, now I'm choking to death on the water. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. We'll just keep letting those potter along. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to leave it there because I've talked a lot. I'd love to hear your comments as always. I've started kind of talking about more general stuff which is going on. Is that useful? Is that nonsense? You know, I don't know. I mean, the trading stuff's very mechanical, and that's kind of how I want it to be. But I like to share it anyway, for myself and for, you know, hopefully it helps you guys. Anyway, I hope you're all trading well. I hope you're all having fun. There's the thing. The main thing is to be having fun, right? All this is bollocks, really. It's all to help you have fun and enjoyment and be fulfilled and all the rest of it. So I'm going to leave you there. Have loads of fun, and I'll speak to you later in the week or next week, next Monday. Live the dream.